How's it going, Yankee fans? Welcome back to Fireside Yankees with your boys, Alex and Sam. If you're new to the channel or if you're a veteran of the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. Talking about Spencer Jones today, so it's kind of been a prospect narrative over the past couple of weeks, notably seeing Everson Pereira get the call up. You're seeing Oswald Peraza get the call up, and then you see Jason Dominguez go to AAA, and guys, he has been an animal. The guy has been a freaking Martian, a stud, a superstar at the AAA level. Again, 6 games, tiny sample size, but he's impressing, and he's making a case that he could be starting for this Yankee outfield in 2024. I want to talk about him a little bit during this episode, but this is mainly going to be about Spencer Jones. Now, a lot of people, a lot of analysts, MLB Pipeline specifically, think that he's our top prospect. Spencer Jones, dubbed the lefty Aaron Judge, has ridiculous power metrics. Now, it's about putting it all together, the contact, the swing decisions, the discipline, the power, and the Yankees may have themselves another star on their hands if he can find out all of those potential peaks. So we're excited to talk about him getting promotion to Double-A, talk about what he's capable of, what we expect him to be in the future, and his kind of streamlined kind of rise through this entire farm system has been pretty impressive to watch, and it's exciting. But Sam, before we dive into this episode, how you do today, my friend?
I'm good. This is definitely incredible news, and what I will tell you about this, from a baseline, is it's nice for us to see that the Yankees are actually doing something. There's actually some positiveness around the organization at this point. It's nice because we're starting to see them push the younger guys, and some of the younger guys are coming up. Obviously, we had the plays with Pereira and Peraza, and then Dominguez to AAA, and now we're seeing Jones in Double-A. Now, Jones specifically, now the number one Yankees prospect, I think that shocked a lot of us, to be honest with you, but I'm here for it. I will take the process. The numbers don't necessarily blow me away. We're looking at like a 786 OPS in high A, 114 WRC+, but listen, I think it's all about the process. Like you said, he's dubbed the left-handed Aaron Judge, 6'6", I want to say 225. The kid's an absolute machine. 35 stolen bases, which is really an interesting part of his game that I think that we can explore. And, for a Yankee team that needs that speed and needs something on the base paths, I think that that's something that the big league club will definitely use to their advantage. And, it's nice because I think now he'll get a short amount of run in Double-A to the point it's like their season's about to be up in a couple of weeks. So he'll probably get some games in, get some time in the outfield, and we'll see what, the process is going to be like moving forward, because I feel like there's a lot of great young talent that we have in this farm system, especially in the outfield, because we've been, searching for a left fielder and searching for a center fielder and just searching for solutions all across the board. And this is just another move that at this point with, the crop of prospects that they've been bringing up and them eventually just moving everybody up genuinely over the past couple of weeks, I think it's really exciting to see. And I think with Spencer Jones, who's now the number one prospect, he's going to be able to get a nice bit of run, and he can probably fill a void in the future. Now, the interesting thing about Spencer Jones is I just, took a peek at his Fangraphs. His ETA is 2027, Alex. This is a guy that's already in Double-A. We could possibly see him in 2025 at this rate if he's in, Double-A in 2023 at this point. Right now, granted, we haven't seen him even step on a field. He's going to step on a field here in about an hour for the Double-A affiliate, whatever. But yeah, we're going to see 2027, I think, is a little bit of a long shot. Maybe we see him earlier than that, especially with how they're pushing the prospects through the system. So this is definitely an exciting move. I'm just ready to see this kid cook. I think he's got a lot of potential.
And we know he does. I mean, MLB Pipeline making him the number one prospect over Jason Dominguez is kind of crazy to me. I actually think that Dominguez is our top gun, and I think he's proven that right now. I mean, think about this. Spencer Jones is 22 years old. Dominguez is 20 years old, and he's in AAA, and he's kicking the absolute crap out of the Philadelphia Phillies AAA affiliate. So you're kind of looking at the differences here. You got 2 years younger. And the thing about Dominguez that's really interesting to me is that we all talk about his power. We all talk about his slugging prowess, but his contact, his discipline has been some of the best that we've seen in the farm system this year. Now, if you look at his stats at a baseline, some people will just look at the generalized, like, oh, he hit 254 with a 367 OBP in Double-A. Like, is that good? 117 WRC plus, 15 homers, 66 RBIs, 37 stolen bases, which is a crazy number, by the way. And maybe you say to yourself, wow, that's not that good for Double-A. A lot of players do better. But what you miss in the context there is that he was unbelievable in July and even better in early August until he got promoted to AAA recently. So Dominguez has shown that growth. You know, the general numbers may seem like they're a little bit lower than you'd want to see, but the last couple months, the progression he's seen has skyrocketed those numbers because they started out pretty slow and pretty low, which is really, really impressive. He's getting better, and the contact, my God, guys. I mean, he's played 6 games in AAA, 23 plate appearances, which is a really, really small sample size, but he's hitting .450 with a 522 OBP, 550 slugging. He has 8 RBIs and 3 runs. He has a 4.3% strikeout rate and a 13% walk rate. You heard that right. A 4.3% strikeout rate. The guy is seeing the ball like no other right now. 174 WRC plus. He's already getting intentionally walked in AAA. That's how good he is. They don't even want to go up against him. I mean, this is incredible. Last night, he had 4 plate appearances, 4 at-bats. He had 3 hits, 2 singles, a double, 2 runs and 3 RBIs. You know, you're seeing a player here that's just on fire. And if he can carry this over into spring training, you're looking at a player who could be starting for the Yankees in 2024. They could streamline him just like Anthony Volpe. He's going to end up with more games in AAA than Anthony Volpe did last year before he got called up. So you're looking at, and this isn't even this is a situation where the Yankees don't have any outfielders, guys. Like, you know, last year, this past offseason, we had Oswald Peraza at the shortstop spot, and everyone's like, okay, at least we have our guy there. You still have IKF, you know, he can fill in. Everyone's like, you know, we don't need to call up Anthony Volpe right now. The Yankees have no choice but to call up prospects to help their outfield, unless they're going to go spend big money on Bellinger or whatever it might be. Like, they need someone to step up and pan out. Dominguez has a ripe opportunity to fly right past AAA and go right to the MLB in 2024. And if him and Everson Pereira can lock down those outfield spots at 23 and 21 years old next year, I mean, you tell me, Sam, like, that sounds like a damn good scenario if you're a Yankee fan and you're seeing, like, right now, the best way to get out of these bad contracts, the best way to bury the $118 million owed to Giancarlo Stanton over the next 4 years, the best way to replace Harrison Bader, who's been really injury prone, and we don't know if he can even play half a season. The best way to do that is to give your opportunities to guys you've been grooming for years who are stepping up and are the future of this organization. You know, you can go out and get Bellinger, but that's going to stop one of those 2 guys from getting to the major league level and starting every day. I really like the fact that the Yankees are kind of leaning into their prospects, giving them chances. They're graduating. I mean, Dominguez starting in 2024 would be surprising to say the least. What do you think about that prospect? Do you think that we could see him starting next year alongside Pereira potentially in the outfield?
Yeah, I think that's totally realistic, to be completely honest with you. I mean, we saw Jason Dominguez in spring training this year, and he was incredible. You know, he withstanded through a lot of those cuts and was there for a long time with the big league roster before he ended up getting sent down with the kids, essentially. So I think, dude, you could imagine, you know, like if you have Pereira or even Jones in a couple years, like we were just talking about, Pereira, Jones, Dominguez, and then obviously Aaron Judge is still going to be here for a very long time. The potential of, you know, those 3 or 4 in the outfield for the future is such an exciting prospect, because I feel like there's so much potential with those 3 guys. And then obviously, you know, Aaron Judge is going to be Aaron Judge for a long time because that's just how he is. And right now, with the philosophy of this organization, I don't want to see them go out in the offseason and, you know, spend $200 million on Cody Bellinger. I really don't. I like Cody Bellinger. I think he's a great player, and he's had an awesome season for the Chicago Cubs last year, and we screamed for him at the deadline. But at this point now, we have 3 other guys that we could possibly just bring up who are incredibly cheap, and I don't think Hal wants to really toss around money like that. So why don't we just give the kids some run, see what they got, give it a couple years, you know, and just figure out what we have here instead of burying them in the minors. And right now with these recent moves, this is what it's going to be at this point, because they don't have a lot of financial flexibility. They have financial flexibility, but they won't use it like that because they're tied up in so much big money. So right now, the future of this organization looks incredibly bright because of these moves. And we, you know, I know you have been screaming for it. I know Ryan has been screaming for it. We've all been talking about it, that they just need to play the kids. That's what we've been talking about for years. And I do want to tap back on what you were talking about with Dominguez and the sample sizes and stuff. I had a conversation last night with a friend about Anthony Volpe. And he was like, oh, Anthony Volpe's terrible. He's like one of the worst shortstops in baseball. You look at him from June on, and we talk about the chicken parm dinner thing and whatever. It's not a fluke. It's a 115 WRC plus. He's been a stud. So when you look at these players in these samples, they move up. Jason Dominguez is 20 years old, moves up to AA, makes these improvements, is a stud in July, and now is killing it in AAA. So really, what are you going to say? You got to look at those samples. there's just so much, like, it feels so good to finally have something to be excited about and something to look forward to with this organization, instead of just looking at just like dead and buried players who are just going to get millions and millions of dollars every single year. The future's bright. I'm really excited to see what we got from the kids. And right now, it's, of all the times this year, it's actually probably a good time to be a Yankee fan, because we're actually seeing some growth with the organization.
I mean, at the very least, we picked a direction, right? Like, at the very least, we have a strategy, a plan for the future, and that is seeing what we've developed over the last couple of years. Dominguez is primed, 20 years old. I mean, God, like, this team needs to get younger. We cannot keep going the 35, 37-year-old route, DJ, Josh Donaldson. Like, we got to get younger, guys. We got to get good, young, controllable players. That's how you build successful teams, not by investing in guys who are going to be 37 freaking years old and not going to be able to play at a high level. And they're a bad locker room presence. Like, that's what Josh Donaldson was for this Yankee team. He was a net negative and wasn't even freaking objectively close to anything else. And looking at what this team can be in the future, Scranton, Somerset, they're winning minor league clubs. These guys are coming from winning teams. They know how to win. They love to win. They want to win. Some of these guys you watch on the Yankees team, they look like they don't give a shit. They're sitting there just riding it out, getting their money, leaving. They don't look like they care. There's no energy there. These young guys, look what Oswaldo Cabrera did for the Yankees last year. He brought that winning mentality, that energy. He made plays. He sparked this team. Obviously, he hasn't panned out up to now. He still needs a lot of development. But some of these young guys are coming from teams that win championships at the minor league level. Like, they know and they want to win. They're going to bring that mentality. That fresh blood sometimes can do really, really good things for you. And I think that right now the Yankees are going in that direction where we're going to see a lot of youth get opportunities over the next couple of years. But it's not just any youth. These guys are talented. Jason Dominguez has superstar potential. Spencer Jones has ridiculous potential. Are they going to becoming anything? That's where we have to say we don't know. But we can give you guys the stats. We can give you guys the momentum. We can give you guys everything you need to know what these guys are doing at these minor league levels, so that way you're ready for what they can offer you at the MLB. But I'm excited, man. Spencer Jones is legit. He needs to work on a couple things, but again, he's only in Double-A. He's got time. The Yankees have time. Dominguez, on the other hand, that's a guy we're looking at real close. We're going to keep you guys updated on him, his production, his efficiency over the next couple months, and obviously into the offseason and what the Yankees are kind of doing around the outfield positions to determine if they're going to go with youth or they're going to invest big again. So there's a lot to come. We got you guys covered. As always, my friends, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Yankees episode.